eyes refuse to cry. Cremation takes its piece of your supply. The night is dressed like noon. A sailor spoke too soon, and China's on the dark side of the moon. Platypus are few, the secret life of Rue, a personality I never knew. Get it on. My Greta weighs a ton, the archer's on the run, and no one stands alone behind the sun. It's been a long time since I made a new friend, waiting on another black summer to win. It's been a long time and you never know when, waiting on another black summer to win. At the flaming wheel, a sailing on a censorship, riding on a headless horse to make the trip. I've been waiting, waiting on another black summer to win. I've been waiting, waiting on another black summer to win. I've been waiting, waiting on another black summer to win.
Hey, happy Monday. I thought I'd start off the show with a brand new song by none other than every Californian's favorite band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Did you catch the sarcasm? Anyways, that was Black Summer off their upcoming album called Unlimited Love that will be released April 1st. Welcome to the Music Hour with McKK on Saddleback Radio. On today's show, I have some special guests joining me, Naomi and Nate Crandall from the band After the Millennials. We'll be talking everything music, from being in a family band with two sets of twins, self-recording and producing their own projects, to how this pandemic has affected live music. Speaking of live music, they are also headlining an upcoming show at the House of Blues in Anaheim, which, if you stick around, we'll talk about a little later. Within the hour, I will also be playing some of their music as well as music alike. Up next is Come a Little Closer by Cage the Elephant, but first, this song has been all over my TikTok lately. I keep seeing videos of people seeing Tame Impala live in concert, and they just sound incredible. I'm really jealous. Definitely a bucket list band for sure. Here's Eventually by Tame Impala.
If only there could be I know you will too. Said I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too. Eventually, wish I could turn you back into a stranger. 'Cause if I was never in your life, you wouldn't have to change it. But I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too. Said I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too. Eventually, and I know just what I've got to do, and it's got to be soon. 'Cause I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too. Eventually, time shakes, found you at the water. At first you were my father, now I love you like a brother. Earthquakes, shake the dust behind you. This world at times will blind you, still I know I see you. Come a little closer than you see. Come on, come on, come on. Things are not always what they seem to be. Come on, come on, come on. Do you understand the things that you've been seeing? Come on, come on, come on. Do you understand the things that you've Some people stand alone now, and in the evening the sun sets. Tomorrow it will rise. Time flies by, they all sing along. Time flies by, they all sing along. Time flies by, they all sing along. Time flies by. Come a little closer than you see. Come on, come on, come on. Come a little closer than you see. Come a little closer than you see. Come a little closer than you see.
You were the one that I always knew, but never thought you could want me to. Till that night that we stayed up till 3. I didn't know what was happening. You made me fall completely, head over heels for you. I could sit here waiting for something to change, but I'd be here all night. I didn't think that when I saw your face it would take over my mind. I can't help that you make me crazy when you smile back at me. And when we're driving round that sleepy town, the feelings take control of me. You were the one that I always knew, but never thought you could want me to. Till that night that we stayed up till 3. I didn't know what was happening. You made me fall completely, head over heels for you. Do you want me to? Ooh, ooh, ooh. What would have happened if you hadn't left so early on? Who would we be? We still feel like strangers in a different song, like you don't know me. I can't help that you make me crazy when you smile back at me. And when we're driving round that sleepy town, the feelings take control of me. You were the one that I always knew, but never thought you could want me to. Till that night that we stayed up till 3. I didn't know what was happening. You made me fall completely, head over heels for you. Do you want me to? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you want me to? Ooh, ooh, because I want you.
This song is off After the Millennials' most recent EP, Faded. It's called Strangers in a Song. I can't wait to introduce this amazing band to you guys. Hey, I'm Michaela, and I'm so excited to have you here tonight. After the Millennials is essentially a family band made up of two sets of twins, you guys, Naomi and Nate, and then Seth and Sarah. Has music always been a big part of your family, and what were family holidays like growing up?
Music has definitely always kind of been a part of our family. Our dad grew up in bands, and so we saw him practicing all the time. He did a couple of shows when we were growing up, so we got to be on stage with him. And then he's the big reason why we all found our instruments. So we all started with piano and then found our own instruments from there. But we were also homeschooled, so we spent a lot of time together. And so now that we're all kind of in college and doing adult things, family holidays are really fun because we all kind of come back and we get to have that time together again.
No, yeah, I definitely think that's very special that you guys learned how to play instruments at such a young age. And it adds to the family band, you know, when your dad also played music. When you guys are all together for holidays, you know, do you guys play music together or do you kind of just save that for band practice?
We do sometimes. Our living room downstairs, we took out all the furniture and now it's just a music room. So we have everything that we own in that room. So when we're all home, we kind of just use it.
That's so cool. I'm jealous. How easy is it for you guys to get everyone together for like rehearsals or band practice?
It's definitely getting a lot harder now that our older siblings are like they have careers, they're in grad school, and we're just not all home, and so it's getting a lot harder. But specifically, when we have shows coming up, we try to at least once or twice a week we all try and get together, which is nice.
Now, would you guys say that having that sort of twin dynamic is helpful, or does it sometimes make things more difficult for you guys?
I'd say we're pretty good at communicating and stuff. I know a lot of siblings that like don't get along and stuff, but I don't know. We grew up being like pretty close and stuff. We're kind of like best friends. So like we obviously fight and stuff, but when it comes to music, I feel like we're pretty good at communicating.
Yeah.
I've worked with other musicians for other projects, and trying to communicate something to them is so hard for me because I just don't have the terminology and the knowledge. But trying to communicate something to Nate, I can say something completely stupid and he's like, oh yeah, I totally get what you're saying. So I feel like we're just able to communicate a lot easier.
Yeah, you guys like understand each other better and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh man. Yeah, we had a relative that owned like a studio that he was kind of building from the ground up. So we were super lucky we were able to like use that for most of the recording for like the live instruments. And previously I hadn't done any work recording and mixing live instruments. I just used like all programmed stuff. So that was definitely different. But it was really good experience, and you know, using that I can do better in the future. But it was fun. It was really fun.
I think it was a good starting point for us. There's definitely a lot of things I think we would go back and change.
Yeah.
But we were very much just experimenting with it and figuring out what our sound kind of sounded like and how to communicate that to listeners. So it was super fun.
Yeah, oh, I bet. Do you guys like have different jobs, like songwriter, producer, or certain skills that each of you guys kind of like contribute to the process, you know?
Yeah, I think me and Nate are probably the most active members in the band. We both want to continue in the music industry after school and everything, like as a career. And then our older siblings, they enjoy it and they're good at it, but it's not their main focus. So we all kind of bring something different to the table. I tend to do most of our band songwriting. And then I kind of make the basic skeleton of a song and then take it to the band and they kind of figure it out from there and they add their parts and their own styles to it. And then Nate, obviously, well, he writes a lot of music as well. He has other side projects. And then he does all of our production, all of our recording.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that Nate, you're super into like production and plan on pursuing it like as a career. So like this EP Faded being like one of your first like bigger projects, what kind of things did you have to like learn along the way? And like did you like hit any like roadblocks that you had to like figure out how to like get over?
Yeah. There had to have been hundreds, but yeah, specific. I mean, it all had to do with like live instruments and stuff. Bass guitar was tough for me, learning that one. Like just had like getting the right sound and stuff. But like, you know, it's been a long time since we actually recorded that EP. Mm-hmm. It might have been, is it over a year or something?
Probably.
I don't know. It's been a while. Time is weird in quarantine, but
yeah.
It's been a while. So like I've been able to progress from that, but definitely like bass guitar for some reason.
Interesting. That's so funny. Well, there you have it. Let's get back to the music, shall we? Playing now is Drown by After the Millennials. And if you stick around, I'll be playing Was It Something I Said by Mikey and Dare You to Move by Switch Fit.
Just the little girl who could do no writes love songs. You're the picture perfect face of innocence. And they all watch you stand before a crowd. They all see the way you hold your head up proud. They can't seem to tell how much it gets to you. And I can feel it creeping over me, taking over my mind and numbing everything. Faces and voices flash through my mind. The silence was never a friend of mine. If you turn it up, you can drown them out. 'Cause when you feel it all, you'll let them down. If you can't face the pain, you'll go insane. Don't ever let them know that you live this way. You can't live this way. Are you scared of me and what I could do? Because I'm scared of me, I don't know what to do. Every day gets just a little more blue. And I can feel it creeping over me, taking over my mind and numbing everything. Faces and voices flash through my mind. The silence was never a friend of mine. If you turn it up, you can drown them out. 'Cause when you feel it all, you'll let them down. If you can't face the pain, you'll go insane. Don't ever let them know that you live this way. You can't live this way. But I'll take my time. One more kiss before we kiss goodbye. Because when I wake up, it'll be another day. You taught me to take my time. One day we'll only have to say goodnight. Because when I wake up, I'll want another day. When I wake up, I'll want another day.
You've probably heard about self-care Sundays, but self-care is important every day. Maintain a healthy relationship with yourself and make time to do things for your own well-being. Whether it's the weekend or a rainy Wednesday, self-care reminds you and others your needs are valid and a priority. For more mental health resources, visit activeminds.org. If you're in a crisis, call the Lifeline at 800-2738-255. A message from Active Minds and Saddleback College Radio.
Or is it something ourselves? Guess it's time for sip or kiss and tell. You ruined my life, but I wish you well. I lied about that second part. Was it something I said that made you anxious and made you upset? Made you call me back at 3 a.m. just to tell me your defense? Was it something I said that made you anxious and made you upset? Made you wanna go and visit your friends? Was it something that I said? Lately I fear there's no end in sight. 7-Eleven runs after midnight. I know you're never there, but you might. Maybe if I try, I could sleep it off. I see you when I sleep, so I don't sleep at all. Slowly all my thoughts start singing my favorite song. Was it something I said that made you anxious and made you upset? Made you call me back at 3 a.m. just to tell me your defense? Was it something I said that made you anxious and made you upset? Made you wanna go and visit your friends? Was it something that I said? Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? Dare you to run? Dare you to run? Dare you to lift yourself up on the floor? Dare you to run? Dare you to run like the day never happened? Day never happened before. Welcome to the fire. Welcome to resistance. Attention is here. Attention is here. Between who you are and who you could be. Between how it is and how it should be. you come a little closer? There's something I could tell you. You're such a roller coaster. Some kid.
That was Roller Coaster by Bleachers. Jack Antonoff. That's all I have to say. No, seriously. Jack has made records with Lana Del Rey, Lorde, Taylor Swift, and St. Vincent just this year. The list goes on. He also has his own band called The Bleachers, and I'm super obsessed with them right now. You should definitely check them out. Anyways, in case you're just joining us, I'm Michaela, and this is my show, The Music Hour on Saddleback Radio. Today I have two very special guests, Naomi and Nate from the band After the Millennials, joining me. Now, you guys are headlining a show at the House of Blues in Anaheim this April 30th to be exact, and I'm super stoked about it. But obviously, this pandemic hasn't been great for live music, so you guys have played a few outdoor shows over the last year or two. How excited are you guys to finally be back on stage indoors?
Yes, we're super excited to be back indoors, specifically at House of Blues, because the last time we played an indoor show was 2019 before quarantine, and it was this exact House of Blues room. So it feels very full circle that we'll be back there. And there's just also a lot of differences between outdoor shows and indoor shows.
Yeah, we had a pretty rough show. The show itself went fine, but like the atmosphere, we were right next to an airport. So like planes would fly over every once in a while, and like it was a little rough.
It was rough, and it was just freezing, so we couldn't feel our fingers. It was cold, there was wind, there were airplanes. It was just like a whole mess. So indoor definitely has a better energy. You can kind of be more in the moment.
Yeah, no, those shows I'm glad they're coming back, because I definitely missed those a lot when COVID was huge and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's the whole planning process like when you guys are getting ready to play a show? And, like, do you guys have, like, anything specific that you guys do, like, before you go on stage and stuff? Like,
That's a good question. I don't really feel like we have any major, like, traditions or anything. We started, I want to say we started the band in 2017 or 2018. And then, like, COVID hit 2019. So we've really only done, I want to say,
I think.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say we've only probably done, like, 15 shows or less.
Yeah.
And so the point of that was...
We didn't have a lot of time to set up, like, certain rituals or, like, stuff like that before the shows and stuff, besides maybe, like, a prayer our dad would say over us or something.
Yeah, so we kind of we take a few weeks before the show to practice and kind of figure it out, and we just kind of get on stage and hope it works.
Yeah. Okay. And I know some artists have been using, like quarantine time to kind of work on, like, new music or try out new things. Some have even said, like, the whole quarantine has actually, like, helped their writing and creative process. So, like, how would you guys say or describe the impact the pandemic has had on you guys, like, as a band? Obviously, like, just starting kind of before the pandemic hit and stuff. But
I think one positive that came out of quarantining and being home was that we were all home, so we didn't have to worry about trying to schedule times to practice and stuff because we were all home. Like, we could just go downstairs and do it, and so that was really nice. That being said, I think Nate and I kind of had different creative, like, for me, quarantine was hard writing music because I write music from experiences, and it's all very much based on my life. And so I wasn't having those life experiences. So I ran out of inspiration. I just kind of fell into a block. And I feel like Nate really started creating a lot during this time. And he kind of was able to explore everything he ever wanted to.
Yeah, quarantine was really, like, a good space for me to just, like, focus on what I wanted to do. Because I guess my writing process is, it's not, like, experience-based necessarily. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, it's just, like, thought processes that I have and, like, stuff that I think is interesting.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So you guys are kind of, like, opposites in, like, that kind of area. That's funny. So basically, you guys are twins, but you have like opposite work ethics and like writing processes. But that's actually really cool. On that note, coming up next, we have Colors by Group Love. But first, here's State of Mind by After the Millennials.
The sun is screaming to all who can be found. It grabs their collars and pulls them up from the ground. But they're bowing down to the darkness from below. And the people who they loved will never know. The sun is setting and I'm watching it glow. The place I'm running from is no longer home. And we're stepping towards the darkness down below. And the people who we loved will never know. I wanna get out of this state of mind. I wanna keep running till we can leave it all behind. I wanna go back to simpler times. I wanna pretend that no one knows us, and that's just fine. The soldiers are coming, they burned what we left behind. We have to keep running, our tracks they'll never find. I can't see the light through the darkness below. And the people who I left will never know. I wanna get out of this state of mind. I wanna keep running till we can leave it all behind. I wanna go back to simpler times. I wanna pretend that no one knows us, and that's just fine. Their voices are crying, but I can't make a sound. They couldn't see us fighting. We choked as the sun went down. All I see is the darkness down below. And the people I can't find will never know. I wanna get out of this state of mind. I wanna keep running till we can leave it all behind. I wanna get out of this state of mind. I wanna keep running till we can leave it all behind. I wanna go back to simpler times. I wanna pretend that no one knows us, and that's just fine.
Yeah, I am a man, up in the air. And I run around this town and act like I don't care. So when you see me flying by the planet's moon, you don't need to explain it, everything's changed, just know I'm just like you. So I pull the switch inside my head, and I see black, green, and brown, and blue, yellow, violet. shot himself, there's blood on the wall, 'cause he couldn't face the truth. Oh, knock that down, leave the ground and find some space, and tell your friends, you'll be back again before it's too late. If the colors you have, no need to be sad. It really ain't that bad. So I am a man up in the air, and I float around this town, and no, I shouldn't care. So when you see us there out in the open road, you don't need to explain it, everything's changed, just know that you don't know. We call it life, oh yeah, that's what we call it. We can't call it at all, yeah, we call it life, oh yeah, that's what we call it. When you can't call it at all, yeah, we call it that's right, we call it we do it for sweet love.
Okay, dads, it's time to dance. Now, we don't care if you do the Cabbage Patch, do the Running Man, break out a little jitterbug, or something a little more contemporary, like the floss. In fact, we don't even care if you're not very good. You see, all we care about is that you take a moment to dance with your kids, because dancing with your kids is a great way to bond with them. Go to fatherhood.gov to learn more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. Now, I'm back with After the Millennials, and I want to know, if you guys could collab with any artist or band, who would you pick and why?
I think as a band, that's kind of a hard question because we all have different genres that we like. I feel like the most universal bands that, like, as a group we like and we look up to, I feel like it would be Switchfoot, it would be the Rex. I think all of us have a soft spot for Paramore and My Chemical Romance. Foo Fighters, we grew up with Foo Fighters, so I feel like that would be like kind of insane for all of us. But yeah, we all kind of have different genres, so it'd be hard to pick one.
I think Switchfoot might be the safest bet though,
Mm-hmm.
because we all like at a young age got really into Switchfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, that's cool that you guys all have different, like, tastes and genres, though, because do you think that, like, affects, like, how you guys write and stuff, too? Like, or, I mean, I guess, like, what I'm saying is, like, it has, like, different effects on the way you guys write music and makes kind of, like, the genre more open.
I remember specifically like how, like, you know, speaking on how what music you listen to affects your creative process. I remember there was like a week or two where Naomi got super into Taylor Swift, and we in this house, our family is like not huge country people. Some of them hate country with a burning passion, and some of them are like indifferent about it. Naomi doesn't like it, but she was listening to Taylor Swift because that was like her exception. She really liked Taylor Swift. And then like the next day we were practicing, and she's like, I wrote this new song and it had like a twinge of a country feel. And I was like, oh, you're writing country music?
Yeah. That was not a strong moment for me. It was a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we definitely had different genres.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
that's
remember
like-
the
yeah.
question.
Nice.
That's helpful. Which song that you guys have put out is your favorite and why?
Ooh. I think one of my favorite songs, like, so with every song we put out, there's basically at least one thing I would change with the way that it's recorded and produced. Our earlier stuff specifically is not my favorite to listen to just because we were trying things that we wouldn't try anymore. Like it feels very dated to us, and the songs aren't that strong anyways. But one song that I think we did really well on, and I really like the way that it came out, is Make Believe. I wrote that one during quarantine. That was one of my only songs that, like, from the actual staying home period that I actually created. And we recorded it in one of our bedrooms with like a crappy mic.
Yeah, with the blue snowball mic.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I love the way it turned out.
Yeah, it has a very like natural indie feel.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like a bedroom pop vibe. Like something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
totally.
That's so cool.
Well, this has been so much fun. Special thanks to After the Millennials for doing this interview with me today. To close out this show, we have Breeze Blocks by Alt J, and now playing is Naomi's favorite, Make Believe by After the Millennials. Thank you so much for listening today. I'll catch you next week, same time, same place. This is the Music Hour with McKay.
Good morning, the stars are out today. They flicker as if they wish to say, don't turn away from your world of make-believe. We want you here and won't fade quietly. Good morning, your eyes are turning gray. The light is gone, they're trying not to stray. Don't sit alone and pretend that we're not here. We're waiting for you to come and disappear. If you tried, you could have a better day. If you stopped those words from echoing in your brain, you could find a way to make a change. You could leave the world behind and fly away. You could leave the world behind and fly to your world of make-believe, to a world you wouldn't want to leave.
She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blocks. Cetirizine, your fever, scream me again. Never kisses, or do you ever send a full stop? La 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 la. Do you know where the wild things go? They go along to take your honey. La 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 la. Way down how we build our breakfast down and say, my love, love, love. La 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 la. Muscle to muscle and toe to toe. The fear grip me, but here I go. My heart sings as I jump up. Girl, I could tell that my heart is shutting up. pistol shots. Hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blows. She's morphine, queen of my vaccine, my love, my love, love, love. La 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 la, muscle and muscle and toe to toe. The fear is gripping me, but here I go. My heart sings as I jump out. Your anger turned as my shouting out. She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blocks. Germaline, disinfect the scene, my love, love, love. But please don't go. I love you so.